Welcome back. Thank you once again for hanging out with us. This is the one and only IT in the D show. I'm your host, Bob Waltonspiel, hanging out with producer, co-host extraordinaire, Randy Walker. Guest this week, I'm going to butcher his name, but you know what? Let's go. Philippe, how do you pronounce your last name? I didn't even ask you that in pre.
Yeah, you could say Lehoux.
Lehoux. All right, fine.
Too, if it's more.
I've never been good with French pronunciation, but we have Philippe in the house. He is the CEO of Missive, what they call the best email client. We're going to dive into what looks like a super cool app. We're going to talk origin story, and we're going to talk kind of the problem he's solving in the communications world. But you can find us online, itinthed.com. Do us a favor, give us a like on the socials, subscribe to us everywhere fine podcasts are sold.
Greg said the Ann Arbor event was lively, went well. Small crowd, but lively crowd discussion. And our meetup in Detroit side is tonight, October 16th, 5 o'clock. We're at Detroit Shipping Company. What do you think the weather will be, outside or upstairs?
Outside, yeah. I'll be fine.
Upstairs?
Because rumor has it I'll be wearing some German attire because of a work event. But we'll probably be upstairs.
Yeah, this weather's
but we are also
so it could be.
Scrum
yeah,
Detroit
we'll see upstairs.
moved their event to co-host with us. I'm looking forward to hosting Mr.
Excellent.
David Wan and his cohorts. Remember, no speakers, no cover, just a bunch of IT folks doing what they do, networking and saying hello. Philippe, how they treating you? Everything, life is good?
Yeah, life is good.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Got an email from you, and I said, oh boy, another, someone trying to pitch a product on the show, and we usually say no. And then I dug into what you guys are doing, and I started liking it more and more. What I see is the problem, and I'll get into the origin story in a little bit, but like from my world, you already heard I had put do not disturb on Teams. I get Teams meetings messages all day. My upper left screen is nothing but Outlook. My laptop is always Teams. I have a Slack channel open. I'm on Google Meet because I talk to Google. I have Chime open for the time being because I'm still talking. I talk to AWS on the regular. I have collaboration sprawl. And I probably had 4 different platforms I had to do meetings on today, including in person. And you look like, you're like, you know what? I'm shrinking all of it and we're doing it in one. Let's go to the back to origin story. Like what, I know your situation probably wasn't the same as mine, but why did you start Missive?
Okay, well, so first, let's define Missive. I usually like to say it's a multiplayer email client, right? So basically, if Outlook and Microsoft Teams add a child, right? So as a business, 99% of business still do emails, right? It's core to most businesses. And then on top of that, you had like internal chat and all of those different communication channel. And so basically, at some point 10 years ago now, I asked myself, what if instead of adding another app on top of my email client, I could start to collaborate with my colleagues in the app itself? And that's pretty much how it started. But basically, before starting Missive, me and my co-founders had a business called conferencebatch.com. So basically, I think you guys produce events sometimes. And basically, the business was to do name badges. So you would go on our website, you would design the name badges, and we would ship the name badges to you. And while building this first startup, I realized I speak French. You hear that my first language is French, and my co-founders they were just like, you make so many typos in your emails. We should find a way to actually help you with that, right? So that's how it started, right? So it's just me doing a lot of typos, and we're like, okay, let's just build an email client where actually you guys will be able to help me write better emails. And
Sure.
That was before AI, obviously, and before Grammarly and whatnot. So that's kind of how I got started.
So what I'm looking at it, isn't it almost what Gmail wanted to be when they started? Because you had the chat client, you had calendar, you had kind of everything shrunk down. And then they had, what was the social was it called Google Plus, Randy? The
Yeah.
long lived social network of Google. They tried it, and I think, not that it failed miserably, because I think everybody uses Gmail, but it wasn't the intent. It didn't pass as the collaboration platform that everybody wanted it to be. Now, did you kind of use that as to like, okay, they're messing it up, I want to do this better? Or I guess how did you, were you adding features as you went, or did you have this in mind as you, like when you started, like when you put out your MVP, what was it? Was it bare bones, or what did that look
So the first MVP was basically like the idea of like fixing my typos. So it was basically, let's bring Google Docs inside like an email client, so I can start a draft and collaborate with my teammates, and I'll be able to see their cursor. They'll be able to like highlight my mistakes, correct me. And then that's like feature number one. And then we're like, well, we actually need to be able to chat when we collaborate, right? So those two features were the main one, like the one that got us started like 8 years ago when we first launched the.
Because it's funny, if you look at like college kids right now, like they use Google Doc Word or whatever, Google Docs, as their chat client. Like they'll type because they can't use things in their classroom, and they've basically used that as their like back channel discussion forum. Like it's wild what people will try to do when you take away things that they can't use. Did you like? I'm looking at this whole thing, and you got it basically on. Is it basically pulling in APIs from all the things we had, and it's basically building on a one platform? Is that the crux of this whole thing?
Yeah, basically I say email client because we act like an email client. So to use Missive, you do need like your Google Workspace account, Gmail account, or Office 365 account. So you need an email server behind the scene to host your emails, and we act like the email client in between you, and we can inject collaboration on top of it. So you do need to bring your own email accounts to start.
Okay, that makes sense. And I'm looking to like on your inbox, you can bring in work, personal. I see a WhatsApp. I see a Meta. Is it limitless? Like what now? What APIs are you plugging into this thing today?
So the main business one, like you just said, WhatsApp Business, Messenger, X.com, and on top of that, we have our like an open API. So basically, there's a lot of businesses that's going to use it to plug in their own ticketing system, like their legacy system in. So they're going to use Missive to collaborate on top of their emails, yes, but they're going to plug many other systems via our API. So they have the nice UI and interface to collaborate on those old platforms that they're still using. So it's pretty much limitless because.
And like task management, I'm intrigued by that. I'm looking at this just for like, because me and Randy, like he uses his me address, but he has Gmail. I have Gmail. I send him things in Google Calendar. We have our podcast studio email. We have our IT and the D email. Like, and we text each other. You know what I mean? We're literally across the board, and we can't really assign tasks. Is that native, or is that building into Microsoft To Do? I guess what. I'm looking at the task window, and I'm like, that looks fantastic. What is that yours?
Yeah, it's yours. So everything that is collaborative in Missive is property on top of your different communication channel. So when you start using Missive, it's pretty flexible. So you can import multiple email accounts. So like you just said, you have like your Office 365, you have maybe your me.com, you have many different accounts you want to collaborate. You can all plug them in. You have a unified inbox. You can even be in multiple projects. When I say project, like if you manage like, for instance, the podcast, but you have your own business, you could create different organization and collaborate with different people inside Missive. So it's kind of one dashboard. Like our advanced users, like they mostly use it with different, like mini project, not just one. And yes, the task basically on
the
top
one that's
of
intriguing,
it.
I'm staring at right now, and I'm like, ooh, it's I don't even do you call it like an AI chat bot? It's almost like you're building. It's the canned response feature, and it's basically it would take like our if somebody asks us a very common FAQ question, it spits back. Can you create that in like conversation mode, or is that just like just canned response if it picks up a keyword?
Well, but basically, so the can response is like an old feature, right? Like in many email client, you have the ability to save snippet of text, like you
Right.
commonly use to reply. But in Missive, you have those that act as the data source, and then the AI is going to use the meaning of the email you received, do a semantic query on all of your canned responses, and then using OpenAI, basically going to use the data from your canned responses, and then create a reply to the email you're replying from to.
Yeah, because I'm like, the more I read in this, the more my jaw's dropping. I'm even looking. So, talk to me about analytics now, because I'm a data junkie. Is this like, are you? Let's say you are watching Jim in accounting, and you want to take a like, is that dashboard for you to say like, it took you an hour to reply. We want to get those replies. If you're in customer service, we want to get you those replies within 10 minutes. SLA. Is that like the purpose of this whole thing? Like handle time, almost.
Yeah, so yeah, basically for bigger customer, like being able to assess like how the team is working with it, the performance of the team is really important. And so the analytic engine is for like the management team of companies to be able to like there's many things you can watch, but you could say like, okay, how many emails have been sent by this people that by that person in the team? How many emails did we receive today in a specific labels? So we do have a rule engine for automation. And there's a lot of business, for instance, that's going to have one label per customer. Using the rule engine, they will auto apply the labels. And then at the end of the month, they're able to check, okay, all of my customer, this one, I actually send 5 times more email than all the other ones, right? So they're able to use the analytic engine to assess, how many emails are sent or received for specific customers, things like that. So it's supposed to assess like the performance of your team, but also for some business logic.
So let me ask a dumb
purposes.
question. I know we still live in email, and email's not dead. Like, do you have any stats on where email is like today versus like years past? Because I feel like email is more like the soft client. The Teams is for like the quick hit. The email is for like, okay, I really have something for you proper. Like, what are people still emailing as much as they did, or am I correct in kind of the sprawl is taking effect?
I think the sprawl is taking effect. Email is still the main, at least for our customer base, is the main mean of communication for third parties, right? For their customer or their partners or their providers, right? So they all use like internal chat app or Missive to do internal chat communication, but they're going to still use emails to collaborate with people outside of their businesses, like lawyers, accounting firms, transportation. You'd be surprised, like there's transportation companies. It's like they receive like hundreds of quotes an hour, and then reply. They need to reply to those emails with like routes, estimates, and whatnot. And it's all through emails, even in 2025. So yes, email is really still it's still part of the main core business logic.
I figured. I wanted to hear it from you. Yeah, like I'm just thinking how,
Yeah.
So now I'm in. I had to click all integrations because I know we talked about it, but I want to circle back on that because this is where I'm like, okay, obviously ChatGPT you can integrate with. I'm looking at HubSpot and Salesforce. So you got full CRM like API, like so you can, tie into that just like Outlook has a Salesforce plugin, right? Like most of us use.
Yeah, basically, most of those integration is to lay some data from other system in Missive. So basically, if I look at an email from a customer, I can quickly gasp at the data in Salesforce or in HubSpot from Missive and be able, like for instance, to switch a customer to a deal, switch to change the deal amount, things like that. So basically, bring Salesforce in Missive,
right,
just as a shortcut.
Single
So
like, all right, now we're looking at Zoom. I can put Dropbox, Google Drive, project management, Shopify, GitHub. I don't see Teams. Is it what am I miss? Is it, are you not integrated with, or you are, or I know you're smiling. You're not okay.
No, we're not. No,
Is that a Microsoft?
no,
Is that a Microsoft won't
we're
let you,
not.
or is that a we're working on it?
It depends. Like I mean, like we usually develop integration when there's a clear use case, and in this for Microsoft Teams, I would assume maybe to push notification to Microsoft Teams or vice versa. But we didn't have a lot of demand for that. We always go on a demand base
No, that's
for
fair. I'm just
creating
looking
more
one less thing to
integration.
beep, right? I know it's going to pop up anyway. Like that's the old the memes with the thank God my work now doesn't we don't call people unless you ask. Those random like doon 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 I get nightmares. It's stuck in my head. I hope it dies a cruel death. Even though
It's like
yeah, I
the
live in it.
vibration,
But
right? The
seriously,
ghost
you like wake up in the
vibration.
middle of the night going, "Oh my God, is my Teams ringing?" What is there anyone? I don't want to say is there anyone doing what you're doing because there's always somebody that's competing. But I'm looking at this thing going, God, you check a lot of boxes. Are you on an island in this space? Or are you it feels like you are.
Well, we compete like with massive help desk
Oh, true,
solution like
true.
Zendesk, Intercom. So on one side there's that, but there's then the more advanced email client like Superhuman, but even Gmail and Outlook obviously are
Doing
competitors,
nothing as a
right?
competitor.
Basically, when you start using Missive, you stop using
Yeah.
another email client, right? So we compete with a lot of different platforms, but I think in our like we're proud to say that we're for SMBs. So I like we don't want to go for the enterprise big corporation. We really want to build a product for the small law firms, for the construction company, the small transportation businesses. Between 5 to 100 employees need a better way to collaborate. That's kind of
Okay.
our bread and butter. And in that niche,
Fair.
not much
Are
competition.
you? So I speak in outcomes because I'm in consulting. So it's what we're hardwired. It's in my DNA. What do you have? Like, okay, hey, if you're a 50-person shop and this is what you've been doing, this is how things have
Yep.
improved. Obviously, AI now we're trying to say, especially us with like Copilot, like if you can shave an hour a week in productivity, here's what it's worth to you, Mr. Customer. Like, do you have those kind of stories? I'm just curious as to, are you trimming 4 hours a week? Are you trimming a half an hour? Like, have you done any math around that?
No math, but I think I'm bringing sanity to a lot of
What's
my
that worth?
customers because their their email inbox was just a mess, and for them, like Missive just become that magical fix where they're just not alone managing it. They can delegate it to different people in their company, and so I think we bring a lot of sanity to a lot of business operators with it. How many hours they save? I
That's
guess it
fair.
depends on the use case, but I'm
That's
pretty
fair. Take a
confident we
guess how
save a
many are
lot.
in my inbox right now in Outlook as I'm staring at it. It's in the five
I
figures.
don't know,
No,
600.
it's 10,976.
Okay, so
Wow.
I guess you're
Right,
not
and then
inbox
no,
zero,
no,
right?
that's January 1st. It'll be inbox zero. All the files on my desktop will go into the 2025 folder, and then I'll create a 2026 folder, and then I'll start saving to the desktop again. Old dog, old tricks. What's next on the product roadmap?
I think we're excited about AI. I mean, obviously, what people want to be able to do is to be able to chat with their inbox. But, in our case, it's in the business context, right? So, as a manager, I'd like to be able to offer them the ability to say, hey, what did my team work on in the last 2 3 weeks month, and be able to produce a report based on all of the different emails that were sent and received in the company or internal chat that were done around those emails. So AI is obviously one, but we always also strive to make a product that works, is fast and bug free, And whenever you work with emails, and emails is like a lot of edge case, so it's a ever evolving work. So we still invest a lot of time just to make it perfect. So yeah, I would say AI and still like improving it.
That's my
Basically.
biggest thorn right now is sending someone, here's my open calendar. Let's connect next week. And then 2 weeks go by and they go, weren't we supposed to get in touch with so-and-so? And I'm like, oh my God, it's still that email still sitting. Then I got a nudge. Like if there was not saying, I would love to talk to my email going, when's the last time I spoke, or give me like create an agent. When's the last time we exchanged emails with so-and-so, cause there's probably 50 people that I talk to regularly on email that are my customers. You know what I mean? So like, can you set an alarm when we haven't talked in 30 days type of thing? There's a lot of the things I would can't do today that I'd love to create agents for. I mean, are you just do you have agent ability in this? Is it I hate the word agentic. I'm banning it from my vocabulary.
So basically, right now, what you can do is run. So we have a rule engine. You can like have prompts run on
Okay.
emails when you receive them and trigger different actions with them. And if you want a really advanced workflow, you can do, like for instance, our customer is going to run like sentiment analysis on the emails, whether it's received email or sent email by the employees. So you could say like whenever an email is sent by an employee, make sure that it's positive, or make sure that things like that. When with the rule engine, you can trigger a lot of different actions, also using AI. So you could generate a list of tasks based on the received emails.
Yeah, I was
things
looking
like
at that.
that.
That's the cool.
But I
Fair,
wouldn't
fair.
say it's
No, but this
agentic
I
right
mean,
now.
this is good enough. I'm looking at this add tasks with AI prompt. It said create tasks for his email and don't create a task to like a yes no, which is again it's drills down to like if it takes one step off. How many of us really make tasks from our emails? We all say we're going to, and we don't.
Yes.
I know I don't. That's why I'm saying like here, like I'm just thinking of my use case. Like what would be something like once an email sent, there's a task created going. If you don't hear from them in 7 days, light the bat. I can say bat alarm. What the hell am I? What am I thinking about? Bat signal. Thank you.
Bat signal?
Jeez. It's not that late yet, is it? But if I could light the bat signal and say like someone hasn't replied, I could stay on, and so it won't last till somebody reminds me. I'm rambling.
But keep in mind, like a lot of what you want with AI is like somebody else to help you, and in that case, it's AI. But keep in mind that with Missive, like you can actually have help from like live people from your team, which is not really possible in Outlook, right? So a lot of people are going to use Missive, and it's a game changer because what they used to have to do all alone, they can kind of delegate easily in the app itself. For instance, create a task under an email, assign it to, I don't know, their assistant or an employees and whatnot. And then that kind of compound itself. So yes, AI, but also having the ability to collaborate with the humans in your
So
company.
I gotta call you out on something. I was looking. There's a free version, then there's a paid version, right? Which is better than selling me on Gmail and not telling me. So I appreciate having those different models. They said the look back on email. Well, it actually ties into Gmail, but they said the look back on email. I was reading reviews, and it said it's only 14 days. Is that dated? Did that for the free version? Like, is there a cap on look back for emails, or is you're tying into Gmail anyway and they keep it forever?
Yeah, but yes. So the truth is, yes, there's a look back limit. It's 15 days. Basically, it's like a free trial in the sense that it's pretty limited. But the reason we do that is people have millions of emails, and it's actually pretty like if every people that try our app would import their history for free, it would cost us probably more than just we wouldn't be able to offer the solution. So yes, we do have a limit history when you try it. It's not, you can use it as much as you want going forward, but you'll be limited to the last 15
I think a lot of people didn't realize they were
the
the product on Gmail. And then when you look at like Crystal, I don't know if you ever messed with Crystal. It's a plugin for Chrome. and it basically looks at your LinkedIn and it scans your Gmail and it knows how you interact and how you talk. And it's like, oh, it has a profile for me, and it says, be quick, don't use smarmy sales language, and invite them to lunch. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it's like, again, it's 10 years. How long have we been using Gmail? Since 2009, Randy?
I think it came out in 2005.
When I got my invite, my special invite to the nightclub, the private invite only.
Back when it was invite only.
Oh my God, give me one. But what I'm saying, it's got 20 years of my personality, and now it straps AI on it, and knows me better than my wife. I'm just I'm just saying.
So do you actually import messages into the Missive platform, or do you just use kind of a window to look out to my email account or whatever?
We do import because people like to create the collaboration linked in between the different people in your business. Because you might have received an email to your personal business account that was also sent to Bob, and then in Missive they're going to create a link in between the two. So we need to back process all of those.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So what's next? Are you guys, every company's got looking to get acquired because you went through a couple exits already? Are you looking to, want that $1 billion valuation? Like what's is there a dream? Is there a goal? Is it, what's the light at the end of the tunnel look like?
I don't know. So we're a pretty small team. We're just like 15 people right now, and it's pretty fun to build that. And I have 4 kids, and I like my youngest is now 5, so I feel like I can kind of live again and like spend more time with my fun project, and my business has always been my fun project. So no, I don't have any plan to sell it. I just want to make it profitable and work on it and improve it as we go. I mean, I can't say no. Obviously, if you offer me $1 billion, I'll probably consider, but that's not.
Well, no, because
right?
this I was passionate about, not passionate. A friend of ours that was on the show, Nuri, worked for a company called Local Measure, and their product was basically a bolt-on to Amazon Connect to make it more user-friendly. And I feel like this is solving that need where we're living in all these different platforms, and just to have like usability is a underlooked phenomenon in the workplace these days with all the sprawl. So I'm looking at this saying, especially the, getting all your team together. I'm looking at, sharing like Google. It's got all the best, you're building a fan, like is the more I look at this thing. I'm thinking now of all the stuff I got to deal with every day that what this could solve. What's the biggest?
I was gonna say it would be beneficial for us to look at this.
Yeah, I know.
The two of us for running the studio.
What's the biggest?
Yeah, you just book. I guess booking guests. I mean, you can you receive emails, and then you can have a quick chat under those emails, and it's like just say yes or no, thumbs up, thumbs down, or should I reply, whatnot. Like just those small interaction or
what's the biggest beef you guys get? I've been throwing you butter all this time. Let's get to the ugly stuff. Do you guys have any beef, or why can't you do that? Like
well, I would say, it's pretty hard. Like people have been using Outlook for 25 years, Gmail for 20. People have pretty big memory muscle about those different UI. So it's really hard to create something that satisfies everyone in a business. So usually if we onboard a team of 50, 30 will be really happy, and then there's 10 who'll just email us again and again, and then the manager is going to say, no, that's fine. We actually love it. It's just it's just Linda that doesn't like it. She likes to have 3 line of preview, and she cannot actually do her work if there's not 3 line of text preview for each email. So every day we actually receive a lot of email suggestion of how we could improve it, but it goes in all direction. So it's pretty hard to find to draw a line and do something that please everyone. So we can't actually do it. We need we need to take decision, and we cannot please.
What I've learned over the years is people will
everyone, and in
complain
that
about
case,
free beer. So just, at the end of the day, it's kind of just roll with it. As I'm looking up at my Outlook and there's 3 lines of preview. So I'm like, is he calling out? Is he calling me out, Randy? He totally is. I don't want to take that away. I hated, it took me, I can't even tell you, months when it shrunk down, and I don't know what I did. And I had to call support, and I had to call help desk, and all I had to do was I had to drag it out, and then it opened back up, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I quit. Been in technology my whole life, and I absolutely quit. That is a good call out though, like to make it, because do you remember when Facebook would change their, like, every 6 months, and then everyone would just go absolutely, oh my God, it's the world's ending. And I'm like,
or every time there's a new Mac OS, like that changes styles, you're like, I can't use that. Like, no, like, what is that thing? And then like 3 months later, you're like, you see old screenshot. And
so how much
like,
customization is in this?
ugly.
If I to like the dashboard, can I build, like, customize my own, or is it how GUI friendly is it?
Well, I mean, we do offer some customization, like the 3 lines you can actually change. There's the settings. You can change the size, like you can use it in dark mode. There's a couple of settings, but it's not as configurable as some like native email client.
What were you gonna say, Randy?
I was just looking through. I'm kind of poking around, creating a sample account right now and things like that. So I was just wondering, is it? No, it's in there too. I was wondering if you only supported like the big players like Gmail and Office accounts, or if you supported generic IMAP or POP accounts as well. And I see that IMAP is an option too.
Yeah, IMAP is maybe like 10% of our customer base, but like 50% of our bugs, because you like supporting an open protocol versus like the 2 big APIs obviously harder. But for us, it was always important, like, to create an app where you could have a unified view for all of your account. And most people, they're not just Gmail, they're not just Office. They have a history of many projects and all different.
If we can get rid of Slack forever, I would be the happiest human being alive. And it's the one I've tried. Is it because I'm old, Randy? I've tried Slack. I need to talk to Salesforce on Slack, and in Databricks, I can't. I'm trying.
I don't like Slack at all.
Thank
you. An organization I'm in just migrated from Slack to Discord, and I was so happy.
You prefer Discord
over Slack for communication? Yes. For if there was more like team collaboration and things like that, maybe Slack. But I prefer Microsoft Teams.
Discord is like, we're going to move our email client to Reddit. That's what it feels like to me. Because no rhyme or reason. It's
yeah. It's much more community oriented rather than task or work oriented.
All right, Philippe, we can't thank you enough for the time. I wish you nothing but continued success. Missive app, that's Missive app.com. We'll put it in the show notes. Randy and I are going to mess around with it. You might, worst case, you got one new, you got the IT and the D podcast and the Detroit
Linda.
podcasting studio as clients.
Okay.
But I'll report back. We'll definitely kick the tires, and appreciate the time, and I wish you nothing but continued success and luck.
Hey,
thanks,
so
appreciate
much,
you.
Bob and Randy. Thanks.
We're going to wrap things up for this episode of the IT in the D Show. On behalf of Bob and Randy, do us all a favor, drink up your drinks, get your phone numbers. You don't got to go home. You just got to get the hell out of here. See you next week. Drive careful. Beat it.